Welcome to Mongolia. In this presentation, we'll be examining some of the larger species of avian life that occur in both the Gobi and the eastern Mongolian steppe. The first species seen here is the Eurasian eagle owl, Bubo bubo. After Blackiston's fish owl, this is notably the second largest species of owl in the world. It has a body length of 2 to 2.5 feet, that is 0.6 to 0.7 meters, a wingspan of 5 to 6 feet, that is 1.5 to 1.8 meters, and a total weight of 3 to 9 pounds, or 1.2 to 4 kilograms. For size comparisons, consider that a 9-pound Eurasian eagle owl would weigh about double the maximum weight of a great horned owl. Eurasian eagle owls are found throughout much of Europe and Asia and in parts of northern Africa. They live in a variety of wooded habitats. They are most commonly found in areas with rocky outcrops and cliffs, but they also live in open habitats that have some trees and rocky edges. This would include such areas as taiga, farmlands, steppes, semi-arid areas, and grasslands. With their bright orange eyes, mottled feathers, and ear tufts, Eurasian eagle owls are visually striking animals. Their large, powerful feet and strong flight make them effective hunters. Like many raptors, these owls are top predators. They hunt other animals for food, but no animals hunt them on a regular basis. Eurasian eagle owls are mostly nocturnal or active at night. They spend their days roosting or resting in a safe perch. Indeed, spending too much time on the ground can result in even these top predators falling prey to such opportunistic ground predators such as foxes or wolves. Eurasian eagle owls are not picky eaters. They mainly consume small mammals such as voles, rats, and rabbits, but also hunt woodpeckers, herons, and other birds, including other raptors. They also prey on amphibians, reptiles, fish, and insects. Eurasian eagle owls may be found nesting on ledges, in cave entrances, and within rock crevices on cliffs. They also sometimes use the abandoned nests of other large birds, such as ravens or eagles, and some even nest on the ground. After the female lays her eggs, she spends most of her time incubating them to make certain that the young develop well inside the eggs and hatch into healthy chicks. Meanwhile, the male is responsible for finding food and bringing it to the nest. He will continue this important role after the chicks hatch. When they first break free from their eggs, the young birds are small, white fluffy balls of down with dark beaks. They open their bright eyes for the first time several days after hatching. Eurasian eagle owl nestlings grow quickly, which means that the parents must work hard to keep them fed and well nourished. In just a short 7 weeks after hatching or less, the young reach nearly adult size and are ready to fly. At first, they make short practice flights as they gain strength, agility, and confidence. They remain in their parents' territory for another 3 to 4 months before leaving home and looking for a territory of their own. We can note that Eurasian eagle owls combine fast and powerful flights with shallow wing beats and long, fast glides. They also soar on updrafts, displaying a type of flight similar to that of soaring hawks, such as the red-tailed hawk. Certainly, their pumpkin orange eyes and feathery ear tufts make them one of the most striking owl species in the world. The population status of the Eurasian eagle owl is least concern.
Oh yeah, fine. There it goes.
Here we see a bearded vulture adult attending to a chick. The adult is the individual with the white head. The bearded vulture is also known as the Lammergeier. However, Lammergeier means sheep vulture in German, which gives a negative connotation. suggesting that these vultures might prey on sheep, and that is certainly not the case. Though most vultures have featherless heads, the bearded vulture does not. The bearded vulture occurs throughout parts of Africa, Asia, and Europe. This vulture is unique in a number of ways, one of these being its diet. Indeed, it is one of the few, if only vertebrate, whose diet consists largely of bones and bone marrow. In fact, up to 90% of its diet is comprised of bones. They will feed on some skin and meat as well, but this is secondary. They will eat small and large bones, but they seem to prefer larger, older bones. If they find a bone that is too large, they will carry it high up into the sky and drop it onto rocks below. This helps break up the bones into smaller, ingestible pieces. Bearded vultures build large stick nests, which they line with other materials such as smaller sticks, wool, hair, and even rags. It constructs its nest on sheltered ledges of rock cliffs. The female typically lays 1 to 2 eggs, sometimes 3. The eggs must be incubated for about 55 to 60 days. Both the male and female take part in incubating the eggs, building the nest, and caring for the young. Once the nestlings hatch, they will grow quickly. However, due to aggression between the young birds, often only one nestling will survive. The surviving young vulture will be ready to fly from the nest when it is about 15 to 16 weeks old. Here we see a pair of 2 to 3 week old steppe eagle chicks waiting for their parent to return to feed them. The steppe eagle is characterized as an endangered species. This is because of major declines in their populations over the past few decades. This is mainly due to loss of their steppe habitat, which is being converted into agricultural fields. They also suffer from collisions with power lines and human persecution. This parent has just returned to the nest with a young hare in its talons. The steppe eagle is found throughout parts of Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. It is found in a number of habitats, including steppe, desert, semi-desert, open savanna, pastures, agricultural fields, paddy fields, grassland, and open woodland. Like all top predators, the steppe eagle plays a very important role in its environment. It hunts other animals for food, but no animals hunt it on a regular basis. This eagle consumes a wide variety of prey, including mammals such as voles and ground squirrels, birds, reptiles, and insects, including termites and locusts. They are even known to feed on carrion, the remains of already dead animals. Steppe eagles will hunt and catch prey directly on the ground, even waiting patiently at rodent burrows for their dinner to emerge. It has also been known to pirate or steal prey from other birds of prey. Steppe eagles build relatively flat stick nests that they line with rags, feathers, and even dung. Historically, they constructed their nests directly on the ground, but more recently they tend to nest higher off the ground on rock columns, in bushes and trees, on power poles, and even in old abandoned cars. The female lays 1 to 4 white eggs, usually with yellowish-brown markings. The eggs must be incubated for 45 days, at which time nestlings covered in fluffy white down will hatch. The young eagles grow quickly, and they will leave the nest when they are around 55 to 65 days old. The elegant white-naped crane is the only crane species with pinkish legs and a dark gray and white striped neck. The bird's hind neck, nape, and top of the head are white. Its eyes are surrounded by an extensive red face patch, which also serves to identify this species. At 4 feet, that is 125 centimeters tall, and weighing in at 12 pounds or 5.6 kilograms, this species is almost as large as the red-crowned crane, which is a large East Asian crane and among the rarest cranes in the world. White-naped cranes are native to northern Mongolia, southern Siberia, Korea, Japan, and central China, and are found in grassy marshes, wet sedge meadows, and reed beds in broad river valleys, as well as lake depressions and boggy upland wetlands. White-naped cranes are omnivorous. They are proficient diggers, excavating the tubers of several species of sedges and feeding on plant matter, such as seeds, roots, and tubers of aquatic plants. They also eat insects and small vertebrates, such as amphibians and rodents. Outside of the breeding season, white-naped cranes consume more grains, seeds, and tubers. All white-naped cranes engage in dancing, which includes various behaviors such as bowing, jumping, running, stick or grass tossing, and wing flapping. Though dancing can occur at any age, it is commonly associated with courtship. The white-naped crane's breeding season is in spring from April to June. Nests are mounds of dried sedges and grasses in open wetlands. Females usually lay 2 eggs at 2 or 3 days apart, and incubation by both sexes lasts 28 to 32 days. Both parents take part in building the nest, incubating the eggs, and rearing the chicks. The whooper swan is one of the larger swan species, with adults having all white plumage. Like the smaller Bewick's swans, which occur in the same wintering areas, adults have a characteristic black and yellow bill, but in the whoopers, the yellow markings extend in a wedge-like shape from the base to beyond the nostrils. Whooper swans breed in shrub forest tundra and taiga zones across Eurasia, south of Bewick's swan's breeding range, extending from Iceland and northern Scandinavia in the west to the Pacific coast of Russia in the east. It breeds mainly in subarctic and taiga zones, adjacent to shallow lakes or pools, or in marshes, usually in well-vegetated areas. Whooper swan eggs, mostly laid in the month of May, are large and elliptical with an off-white coloration. A single clutch is laid per year. Clutch sizes depend on the age of the pair and the resource availability of their chosen breeding site. Younger couples tend to be inexperienced and lay smaller clutches. Incubation lasts around 30 to 32 days, and hatching begins from June to early July. Not all pairs lay eggs, and not all eggs hatch. Cygnets are precocial and are covered with down feathers when they hatch. They leave the nest 2 to 3 days after hatching. After 3 months, chicks begin to fledge and are able to fly at 78 to 96 days. Fledglings become independent after a year and become sexually mature after about 4 years, which is an uncommonly long time.
This the shell duck here?
The ruddy shell duck is a large duck with overall orange-brown plumage that fades to a creamy white on its head and rump. Its wings exhibit a distinctive contrast between the black flight feathers and the white coverts. Its distribution extends across Asia, the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Ethiopia, and northwestern Africa, and it has recently expanded its breeding range to Western Europe and the Canary Islands. Consistent with its adaptable nature, the ruddy shell duck takes advantage of a variety of nest sites. It may select, for example, a tree hole, an abandoned fox den, a rock crevice, or even the attic of a building. It tends to be monogamous, and pair bonds may last several years. Designated by the IUCN as a species of least concern, the ruddy shelduck is an abundant breeder that adapts well to man-made habitats such as reservoirs. It is considered sacred in Buddhism and symbolizes marital fidelity throughout its range in Asia, which provides it a culturally motivated level of protection.
This is common shelduck.
No?
This is
Cool?
goo.
G-U-L-S? Cool?
Go.
Yeah. New.
And here we see a juvenile golden eagle sitting on the nest. It has not yet fledged. Note how it gets up to flex its wings and thereby develop the muscles it will need for flight. Golden eagles are found in North America, Europe, and parts of Africa and Asia. They inhabit areas from sea level to several thousand feet in altitude. Most golden eagles prefer open areas of deserts, mountains, plateaus, and steppes where cliffs or tall forests alternate with open spaces. Like many raptor species, golden eagles live in the northern part of their range and will migrate further south when colder temperatures set in and their food supply becomes scarcer. Named for the golden hue on their head and neck feathers, golden eagles are large, powerful birds capable of fast flight and equipped with keen hunting skills. Scientists believe that a mating pair of golden eagles will remain together for many years, possibly for their entire lives. A pair of eagles will maintain a large territory in which they hunt and nest. Before golden eagles are ready to settle down and begin breeding, however, they spend their first year of life traveling far and wide. Scientists have learned that during this period, the females tend to travel greater distances than the males. Golden eagles use their powerful talons, sharp eyesight, and flying skills to hunt and catch a wide variety of prey. Depending on where they live, they may prey upon medium-sized rodents, rabbits, hares, medium-sized birds, especially game birds, and reptiles. They have been known to prey on other raptors, including owls and falcons.